Hey, come on and join me as I tackle the common mistakes that Christian female entrepreneurs make and explore ways to avoid these pitfalls while building a profitable business. Oh, you know you want that business to be profitable, so come on in and let's avoid these pitfalls. See, as a Christian female entrepreneur, I'm sure you faced your fair share of challenges, but sometimes it's not the external obstacles that hold us back, but honestly, it's what's on the inside. It's our own mindset, our habits that sabotage us, the things that we say to ourselves. Today, I want to talk about the common mistakes that can hinder our progress and success in business. It's the pitfalls that keep us in the pits, right? So let's up level your Queenpreneur journey right now. I'm Dr. Shantae Haynes, and today I'm helping you rise above the struggle. Common mistakes Christian female entrepreneurs make. Avoid these pitfalls. We are adjusting our crown so it won't tilt. I've got 5 of the biggest identified in a free PDF, and I'm just going to let you know, check the description for the link. We'll detail 2 here and stick around to the end, and I'll answer some of those questions on the topics in a kind of a rapid fire mode, just to give you a little quick details. See, one of the first biggest mistake or challenge that we face is fear failure. It's natural to feel scared, but when the fear paralyzes us, it can prevent us from taking those necessary steps in order to grow our business. Sis, you are enough. It shows up though in our busy work. Us pushing paper clips around on the desk, rearranging our desk, not making the call that we know is going to change the game, that pregnant platform that's just waiting for you to have, you to just make it, or anything that would get us leads, clients, or even make income. We're afraid of what others might say, what they might think, or even how they might perceive us. Fear can be debilitating. Now, I had a coach that I was coaching before, and it took several iterations to get her moving forward. She was constantly showing up on the coaching calls, but not taking action. And I'm one to give you an action item and hold you accountable. Always she had an excuse. It was either about her niche, her market, the type of client she had. She'll say, this won't work, even though the suggestion that I gave took all of that into account, as well as her personality and what was going to work for her. See, you have to get out of your head because you're not quite sure what the market is going to hold. And if you don't know what the market is willing to do, simply ask. Creating in a vacuum. Let me say this, not only fear of failure, but some of us have fear of success. That's the fear of failure's cousin. What if I'm so overwhelmed with so many that decide they want to take advantage of my offer? Now, that's a good problem to have, mind you. What do I teach, you might say, or how do I coach? I've also had those in my coaching programs. And they say, I need to get my expert system first. Well, I'm going to tell you honestly, monetize before you make it. Because a lot of times, if we're creating it in a vacuum, that is a big mistake. That's one mistake you also want to avoid. It's not the biggest though. There's more. But building it and praying that they will come, like the field of dreams, all of a sudden you're going to end up hearing just crickets and you're going to wonder what happened. But remember, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. So use that sound mind. And we have to identify what's beneath the surface as far as this fear is concerned. Is it a desire to people please? Looking for their opinions, feelings of inadequacy, the lack of clarity on the next steps that, we are waiting for before we can say yes. But I will tell you this, a coach can definitely help with this. Here's my suggestion. Sit in your thoughts. Figure it out what's beneath the surface. Identify where you are right now and where you want to go. But then see yourself being the person of where you want to be. We used to say, dress the part for the position that you want before you even get it. I want you to write your goal as if it's also in the present tense and commit to one action that you can take in order to move toward that goal. Just one. But see, I want you to see it 2 steps out, but take the first one. Each day, I want you to come back to this exercise and see the next step after you've taken the first. Do it afraid if necessary. Do it with the goal in mind, and do it incrementally. All right, ready for challenge number 2, or the thing that could cause a pitfall in our business: the lack of community. Now, this is in the PDF for sure. It is one of the 5 biggest, and it's related to number 1. Remember, you can get the complete list using the link below in the description. As entrepreneurs, we often work alone, and that can be isolating. We need people who understand our struggles and can offer guidance and encouragement. We also need people for the energy. I don't know about you, but I get energy when I am in a large group. Oh, it makes a big difference. You show up different. That's why a lot of times when someone's doing a webinar, they'll say, turn your cameras on. They're getting the energy from you. And this week, honestly, I felt it. We can all have those moments when our energy is low. We've been working on our own. You haven't been talking to anybody else and not in community, and you just feel kind of like the blahs, I guess. But what I did was I went back to the same resource that I identified for you in the description. And can I tell you it works? Oh, it was some good stuff. Y'all see, sometimes you need to take your own advice, make sure it's working for everybody else. That's why I'm passionate about what I'm recommending to you, because I know it worked for me just this week. Even though I had written it a while ago, I want to make sure I put it in your hands. Don't go it alone. All right. So let's quickly hit on some of the things to avoid, and I'll get to those rapid questions, right? Let's just do those now. So we'll see what we can do. So I got those 2 big ones, and I gave you some identifications on that, but there's another one. Balancing our faith with business decisions can also be tough. We want to make sure that our business aligns with our values. And in today's day and age, oh, you've got a lot of values to deal with. You got a lot of words to deal with. But sometimes that can be hard to navigate. So let's not forget about the self-doubt, because that's another one. I say it's easy to get caught up in the negative self-talk and feel like we're not good enough. But let me tell you, you are enough. Lean in for that one. But I want you to know that you are also not alone in this, that every now and then, many of us are going through some of the same struggles. But when we're in community, we can feed off of someone else's vibe, their energy, and we can then be energized that, yes, I can do this again. Yes, that was a great idea. I'm going to try that. These struggles are real, though. But there are ways that we can overcome them. By acknowledging these challenges, we can start to work through them and build a stronger, more resilient business. Okay, neglecting self-care. When we're running a business, it's so easy to put everybody else's needs before our own. But if we weren't taking care of ourselves, we have to recognize that we can't pour from an empty cup. We need to make time. Notice I didn't say take time. I said make time for rest, exercise, and activities that are going to nourish our body, our mind, and our soul. That's reading, that's getting a spa treatment, and going to church, getting some worship on, put some worship music on, praying. All of that is important. Failing to set boundaries is another one that can lead to burnout. As entrepreneurs, we often wear many hats. Wish I had some I could be putting on, but of course I'm going to put on my crown, right? But that doesn't mean that we have to do everything ourselves. Learning to say no and to prioritize our tasks is crucial for our well-being and productivity. And you have to realize at some point, we're going to have to get rid of some of those things, give it to someone else and allow them to take some of that weight off, and we get our time back. Another one, not leveraging our network or not networking at all. See, we need to surround ourselves with people who believe in us and in our business. We also need to position ourselves to find additional clients through referrals. So we want to network and network appropriately. We want to be around others. I guess you're getting the don't be alone a little, making sure you hit that one. But not being intentional with our time and our energy can also hold us back. We need to focus on the things that truly matter and delegate or eliminate tasks that don't align with our goals. Remember the cleaning the office and the busy work? Yeah, it comes back to rear its ugly head. By being more intentional, we can make progress toward our goals and build a business that truly reflects our values. See, I want to share with you a story about a friend who struggled with these very same issues. She was close to burnout, felt isolated, and was struggling to make ends meet. But then she took a step back, reevaluated her priorities, and started making changes. She began to prioritize self-care, set boundaries, and seek out community support. And you know what? Her business started to thrive. Yeah, and she felt more fulfilled and at peace. But she didn't have the sleepless nights. Well, her story is a testament to the power of recognizing and addressing our mistakes. When we take the time to reflect on our habits and our mindset, we can make changes that lead to transformative growth. That friend, the friend was me. Last year was very transitional for me. And many of you know, I lost my mom last year, decided to make some big changes, a lot of changes, even into this year. This year, I took that step. I said no to many things. I invested in an executive coach for personal and professional development. I positioned myself intentionally in better rooms that suited my future self. And not always just being on the top, because remember, iron sharpens iron. So let's recap. Neglecting self-care, failing to set boundaries, not leveraging our network, not being intentional with our time and our energy are just a few of those common mistakes that can hold us back. We want to avoid those. But by recognizing these pitfalls, we can take steps to avoid them and build a successful business that aligns with our values. I get asked by Christian women entrepreneurs, or I call them Queenpreneurs. I get asked by them all the time how I finally get clear, confident, and consistent in building their God-given businesses. That's what they want. That question hits home for me because I've been there too. Gifted, anointed, but stuck. Now I'm leading a small group inside the Queenpreneur Accelerator program where I'll show you how to align with your calling, how to create offers with integrity and impact, how to attract your ideal clients with strategy and the spirit. And if you're ready to stop wasting time in confusion and start walking with your crown held high, comment below or visit queenpreneur.org, and I'll have that on the screen as well as in the details below in that description. Click it, and then let's talk about whether this is the right step for you. Your future business is waiting for you to say yes. Will you press forward or will you press pause? The link is in the description, and if that resonates with you, I'd love to talk with you. So take a look, and as I promised, the 5 biggest mistakes keeping you overwhelmed and unprofitable as a female entrepreneur, that free download is in the description. That link is there too. It's under shantayhaynes.com/mistakes. All right. If you know women whose crown is tilted and it's time for us to adjust it, do them a favor and share this video. And do me a favor and subscribe. And if you're looking for more tips on building a successful business as a Christian female entrepreneur, or queenpreneur as I like to say it, be sure to subscribe to this channel and check out my other videos where I share more insights and strategies. It's also on the playlist called Couch Talk, because it's where we keep it real. I'm Dr. Shantay Haynes with Heart to Heart Truth Ministries, your destiny designer, helping you put feet to your faith so that you can walk victoriously. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your week. God bless.